Have you ever started a job and halfway through you're like, man, what in the world did I get myself into? That's exactly what happened on this job. It started out good, but when I got to the backyard, it just became a nightmare. Let's check out this property real quick. Man, there are a lot of leaves already down on this property. So a lot of trees through here. The neighbors' leaves are down as well. Neither one of these properties have done anything with their leaves. So I'm sure these leaves have blown over there on the neighbors, and the neighbors have probably blown over here. But this area right here shouldn't be too hard. Just a long rectangular area that we'll have to push from the back all the way to the front. Now there's a chain link fence over here. The good thing about this is that I was able to take one of these sections out, and so I can walk and blow the leaves straight through this opening here instead of trying to push them out a small gate. That's always so hard to do. I need to get the leaves on the other side of this fence as well, back over there to that chain link fence where that tractor's setting, and start there, blow all those leaves around. This backyard has a swimming pool, little plastic swimming pool, and a tarp, pile of limbs piled up right there, so that'll be kind of fun to work around. But the property line is about in the middle here, but it's time to get started, get these leaves cleaned up. So the game plan on this particular job, I'm trying to stay close to the front of the property and blow those leaves right here to the ditch. And once I blow them to the ditch, I'll use my truck, trailer, and the leaf vac to suck them up and haul them off like you've seen in previous videos. Now, I thought I could get by with just the Redmax EBZ9000 and taking like little bites at a time on this property, getting them to the curb, and then working my way back. So I start at the front of the property like I have in several of these videos, and then work my way to the back, because you want to get the bulk of the leaves up front out of the way first before you start moving the huge pile from the back. Because if you start in the back, move to the front, trying to blow those leaves, the piles get bigger and bigger, it gets harder and harder to move. So if you can start in the front and take small sections to the road, or into the ditch in this case, and work your way back, it usually works pretty good. And it worked good until it didn't. And you'll see that here shortly. When I get to the backyard, it was a nightmare, and I had to change plans pretty quickly. So stick around, stay tuned, and you'll see what happens. When you pile the leaves in a ditch like this out by the road, there's pros and cons. The pro would be that you have these leaves kind of down in this ditch. They're not going to move. They're not going to go anywhere. You can blow bigger piles to the ditch, and they're going to sit there. They're really not going to move around a lot. The problem is when you're blowing the leaves to a certain spot, you don't want to blow them too far, because the blowers are pretty powerful. You don't want to blow them out into the street, into the road, or any other areas. And so when you blow them to a ditch, it's nice because they just kind of sit there and they don't move around. The con is going to be you got to get down in the ditch. And as you can see here, the leaves are about waist deep and sometimes it can be kind of hard to get down in that ditch because you can't really see the bottom of the ditch, and so you're trying to feel around with your feet and trying to stay stable, trying not to fall over if there's rocks or anything like that in the bottom of the ditch. It makes it even more difficult, but it's not too bad of a place to drop leaves. Another con of putting these leaves in the ditch is that this vacuum tube likes to be level, and if it's pointing down too much, sometimes it'll work its way back towards the leaf vac, and I'll have to go and grab it and pull it back. You'll see that here in a little while, but sometimes it'll actually has so much suction that sometimes it will tip up to where it's sucking the ground, and it's so hard to pull that thing out of there to get it back where it needs to be. But all in all, it's a good place to blow the leaves because you have a bank on one side and it acts as a wall, and it really stops those leaves from blowing too far. Everything is going good up to this point. I'm loving life. I'm enjoying the job. The Redmax EBZ9000 is getting it done. The leaves aren't very wet, so the blower's just pushing them right along, moving them super easy, and I'm enjoying the job. But when I get done with this side over here, everything changes. So you'll quickly see what happened when I got to the backyard. Now, I don't know why I didn't figure this out earlier when the customer asked me multiple times if I wanted his dog. He said it was no good and it chewed up and tore up everything. And I didn't think anything about it until I got to the backyard. I'm over here just taking everything I can find that it's chewed up and tore up, and I'm throwing it over here in the corner, and that's just the start. I just happened to look up and the neighbor is over here watching me, so let's see what he has to say. Just knee deep in leaves.
Yeah. What do you charge?
On this one, it's about 400.
Is it?
Uh-huh. Just getting them all to the curb and then sucking them up and hauling them off and dumping them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I saw you a lot when I was carrying mail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I remember you.
Yeah.
Yep, I sure do. Yeah.
What would you charge to do the front up to the other, that entrance up there?
Okay, I can check it out when I get done here.
Okay, no
If
problem.
that works for you.
Yeah. So, you know, if it's next week, fine with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check it out when I get done here. I'll knock on your door.
I thought I recognized you. That beard gave you away.
Right,
boy.
right.
Well, I gotta leave for a little while, like I said, and
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll get you an estimate for it.
okay, thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
You're welcome. At this point, I have figured something out. Not only does a dog like to chew things up, it likes to dig everywhere. There's holes everywhere out here. I'm trying to blow all these leaves away, and I'm constantly falling in holes and twisting my ankle, and I'm just trying to get through it. Honestly, I'm like, oh my, I've got myself into a mess. This dog has completely tore up this backyard. Not only did I find a lot of holes, I found some piles, and I'm not talking about dirt. So if picking up the trash from the dog wasn't enough, and falling into the holes that he dug, and stepping into the piles that he left for me, if that wasn't enough, I turned around and over here by the shop, I noticed that these leaves haven't been picked up in years, and they are thick, wet, rotted, and there's no way I'm gonna get all this out of here with this backpack blower. At this point, I know that I better call for backup, and I better get the Ventrac and the leaf plow out here, because there's no way I can blow all these heavy leaves and wet and old leaves out of this backyard and all the way to the front. So I give my dad a call. He swings by with the box truck, the Ventrac, the plow, and because of him, I'll be able to get this job finished hopefully by dark. So in the comments, give a quick shout out to my dad who took time to drive the box truck over and drop off the Ventrac and the leaf plow. right, guys, about to wrap this one up. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate the continued support. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about this leaf removal job, man. It was a mess. I got in there halfway through. I was like, why did I get myself into this? But ended up getting the job done right before dark. We'll show you a little before and after. And man, appreciate you guys watching. So take care. Have a good day. And as always, hey, God provides. And before I go, just want to show you guys the dump trailer and how many leaves were inside this dump trailer after they're all chopped up, shredded up. So just want to show that to you real quick, and I'm out of here.